Great. So, what is an average age of the people who commit cybercrimes? Any guesses? As per the law enforcement agencies, whenever there is a crime reported, right, or an FIR has been filed, what is an average age of a criminal? Yeah? 22 to 25, right? He's absolutely right. Someone at an age of 22 to 25 is the one who has been duping money, whether it is in crores or in lakhs. Well, guys, my name is Dipanshu Parashar. Despite what I do to make money, I also try to investigate around cyber crimes up to a level whatever I can do. I try to assist law enforcement agencies, and I call myself as a cyber crime intelligence analyst, not an expert for sure, because I feel there is a long way to jump to that. But I have been learning, and I've been trying to share what I have seen in the last 6 to 7 years of building apps, of trying to hack myself, right? Like being on the scammy side and then converting from that side to be a professional ethical hacker, I would say. And then of course, running up a business is something which we have to do for a livelihood, right? So well, today what we will be talking about is, we will try to understand the psychology behind an attacker. Why someone at the age of 22, if in case he is so much skilled, in fact you would be shocked to hear that the best ethical hackers, or even say not ethical, but the best scammers are the best engineers India has ever produced, right? These are the best people who could have contributed, they would have built the next chat GPT. But what they ended up doing, they ended up hacking into things, they ended up trying to extort money, right? They ended up being someone who, जैसा सर ने बताया कि आपकी रातों की नींद उड़ा दे, right? But why? What's the psychology behind that? So I would like to probably start with a very quick story, right? It's not from India, but as we all have unfortunately seen that India has of course been one of the most countries जिसने Western culture को काफी जल्दी adopt किया है. So that is also the same case with the scams as well, right? So this is a story from one of the largest scam which was ever reported in the black hat market or in the dark web market. It's called as Silk Road. It's a very, very famous scam. In fact, this is the scam which actually busted out the entire dark web market, that how hackers work, who usually are hackers. Now, well, what this Silk Road is, there is a guy called Ross Ulbricht, and he got arrested in 2013, and he started all of this like drug trafficking and all somewhere around in 2011. So in 2011, he created a website on a browser which is used to access this website called as Tor browser, right? Now, this entire scenario, whatever the website he created, was hosted on dark web. Fair? All right. Now, he started doing drug trafficking, right? So he was an aggregator, similar to Ola and Uber for the drugs. So what he started doing, he started getting connected with the right vendors who have been manufacturing drugs and supplying it to the right markets, right? Whether it's children, whether it's adults or anything. Now, FBI, of course, the Federal Bureau of Investigation of America, so they started investigating around it. They were investigating every track of whatever this website can do. And unfortunately, dark web is protected with multiple layers of encryption. So you cannot directly reach out to someone. Now, over here in 2013, when he got arrested, so probably the assumption for FBI was that, guys, we are dealing with someone. I'm not sure if you have seen GOT or Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, but they probably thought that we are dealing with some king in the north or probably a professor from Albercock. No, absolutely not. They were dealing with a 19 to 22-year-old kid, right? He started at 19. He ran a business which could have been listed on NASDAQ, right? He ran a business which could have been listed on Stock Exchange of India probably at a whooping valuation of around $1.3 billion. So he printed that kind of money, how? Just by supplying drugs and being an aggregator himself. And just at an age of 22, right? Well, I'm older than him, and I regret that why I probably couldn't have done that if in case I would have made that kind of money. But still, now there is a reason why we guys as an engineers have not been doing it. Why? What's the psychology behind these kids? Understand this. We have tried investigating a lot of these cases, and we came to one conclusion, a very simple one conclusion. These people are not running behind money. Absolutely not. Even if in case he wouldn't have printed this kind of money, it's absolutely okay for him. During the investigation, FBI or law enforcement agencies, just for your layman language, police, जब इन लोगों से investigate करती है, पूछताछ करती है, so they realize that they are running behind two things. What are these two things? The first thing is they seek adventure, right? They seek thrill. They feel very, very, very good when they hack into your accounts, because they feel that, now here comes the second point. They have a feeling to challenge, to beat the system, right? They want to challenge the system entirely, that we are the one who probably are smarter than FBI, we are the one who can get LEA controls, you know, कि हम कठपुतली बना के नचा सकते हैं to any of the police people, and unfortunately they have been very much successful in doing that, right? Now here comes the people like us, like sir himself, and there are of course a lot of eminent speakers who would be coming up. One of my mentor, Pavan Duggal sir, would be here joining us within a few minutes, right? So how these people have been trying to do something useful, we'll try to understand that. So my topic was of course hacking the hacker, anatomy of a hack, right? Now what we have tried doing, I have myself been a computer science engineer and I had a very small dream that I don't want it to be that engineer जिसको India जिस तरीके से treat करता है, right? And for some reason engineers have got a very bad reputation in India कि ये तो sorry to say that word but नल्ले घूम रहे हैं. I don't feel so. I feel that engineers are the most respected profession if in case they know how to change the world, right? ChatGPT at this point of time is announcing ChatGPT Health, right? Now it would be, of course, not killing the market of doctors, but still it would be taking a very prominent share of the doctors market, right? And how they have trained this model? Just using the engineers. Now here comes the major point of what I want to see amongst all of us. Over here, cybersecurity has been treated as a profession probably which is more on the scammy side. Let's not, right? What I want you to do is, how many of you have been under, doing PCM? Of course, you would be aiming for doing engineering at certain point of time. If in case somehow you opt for computer science engineer, please don't end up getting a graphic design job, right? Do something, build apps. There have been unfortunately circumstances where these hackers, how they have been actually gaining money, because we are the people who have been ignorant towards them. So as sir also mentioned, if in case somehow at any point of time a scam happens to you, there is a very good helpline. If in case we are talking about India, 1930, I'm not sure how many of you know about it. As soon as you receive a scam or you feel that you are somehow trapped, you have to call this number. Just be ready with all of your UPI details, the transaction details, whatever you have done. Just call this number. They will answer. They will take the notes. And the more the more sooner you try to do this, the better it will be that they can try to freeze the funds in the scammer's account. All right. Now I tried doing something. Right. I tried doing something. So what is this? Okay, a piece of paper which I just wrote down. Probably ma'am and sir witnessed it while I was writing this down. And the proof that I just noted down is because there is a ASN senior secondary logo here. Right, so there's something not pre-planned. I just came here, I was listening to sir, I thought that probably you should do something fun. And here, ma'am, I'd like to hand it over to you, right? I just wanted to save time, otherwise we could have done it with anyone else. And I would like you to probably just go through this once and probably just let them know that what is this about.
My lord, so much details just by shaking hands?
No, ma'am, of course not by shaking hands. His bank, her bank details, her father's name, her relative's name, her exact address where she lives in, her bank account details, and probably one of her passwords as well.
Yes.
Absolutely, ma'am. So I could have, while I was doing, I'm pretty sure that you have been very religious. Aap Sai Baba ko bahut manti hai, I can see that, of course. So, this is something which, how we did it, it's not of course by shaking hands, but this is something which we could have done even with one of your parents. We could have done with many of your teachers. And how long does it take? The point is that, how long does it take? Probably, what do you feel that how much time I would have taken to get this done?
Minute or two.
Yeah, minute or two max. Right? It took us hardly 10 seconds because we have been running. So, and let me just also very clearly specify this. I am having no access to any premium softwares. Absolutely not. Probably you believe that he might be an expert. He may be having a couple of access of the softwares which he might have run this mobile number from. Absolutely not. It is just something in cybersecurity, we call it open source intelligence. OSINT, right? Now what is this open source intelligence? आप लोगों को नहीं पता कि आप हैक हो चुके हैं. मैम को नहीं पता कि मैम हैक हो चुकी है, right? So the point is that all the people who are also laughing, you guys also don't know that you have also been hacked, right? But the point is that we guys are ignorant, or probably we are dumb enough that we do not know that. We are smart, no doubt about it, but cybersecurity world is very different. Now point is, you may have been using Zomato, right? Of course not, I should not say the names, but you may have been using any food delivery apps, any stationery related delivery apps. You enter your address over there. You feel that you are the best guy who have been, जो completely secure है, आप अपना password किसी के साथ share नहीं करते, completely alright, completely, I am with you. But the issue is, what if in case a hacker hacks into Zomato, right? And now, if in case they have hacked into Zomato, they have entire address list, they have entire order list. Probably if I am the hacker, I would be knowing कि मैम ने कल क्या खाया था, क्या मंगाया था Zomato से और उस restaurant को क्या rating दी, right? There could have been a lot more details. This is something which we just did in how much time? 10 to 20 seconds. What if in case I would be having an hour, right? An hour would have probably got me enough data that I can manipulate her to click on anything, anything. And that's where one of the major conclusion of this talks come through. Think before you click, because someone has already thought before. All right, someone have very well planted that particular link, and you have to ensure whatever you are clicking. And that's why there is, I'm not promoting, but there's a very good decent website which all of you should be knowing about. It has been running since ages, over a decade, called virustotal.com. Right? It's a very decent layman website, very easy. Whatever you receive as a file, just upload that into VirusTotal, or if in case you receive a link, just copy that link without clicking and paste it on VirusTotal, and it will scan it through multiple antiviruses and will give you a consolidated report कि आपको इस link पर click करना चाहिए या नहीं. All right. Now, finally, I guess that you all would be enjoying and you would be having a sense that what cybersecurity and ethical hacking looks like. Right? It's not an easy job, I would still say, but still it's one of the most important job and an important profession which any of the ministry across the globe should be dealing with very, very tight scrutiny, and we have to be, thinking on it a lot of times. Now here comes just one last quick one more story, and then probably you can try to conclude this up. Now this is a story again from from Russian hackers. And there has been a particular forum called as Breach Forum. It's quite popular across dark web. What this Breach Forum does is, if in case I am the hacker who hacked into Zomato, and if in case I have been, I took out the entire database and I started selling it. Who I am starting selling it to? Swiggy or any of the other competitors. तो आप सब लोग यहाँ पर बच्चे हैं, अभी आप लोग 10th से 11th में आए होंगे, right? या probably once you pass on your 12th, so you would start receiving calls कि आप नारायणा ज्वाइन कर लो, right? Or you start receiving the calls from the education institutions कि आप हमारा college ज्वाइन कर लो. How they are getting this data? Of course, you are not the one जो big bazaar में जाके form भरता है, right? You are not the one who fills out a form in the lucky draw. Absolutely not. So how your data is out there? Probably because you signed up somewhere. You may have signed up on, let's suppose, Byju's for a matter, right? Or any other education institution. They may or may not have been hacked, but their data is now out, and that's why these education institutions have bought that data, and now they are trying to target you, right? So everything at this point of time, you know or you don't know, has been working on the kind of digital algorithm what they are trying to manipulate you through. आप अभी अपना फोन ऑन करिए और आप सिर्फ फेसबुक को स्क्रॉल करते रहिए और आप अपने मम्मी पापा से बात करिए कि पापा मैं एक वॉच ले लूँ, प्रोबेबली पापा मैं एक होवरबोर्ड ले लूँ. And the minute you say this, it gets logged into the algorithm, and within next probably 10 to 20 minutes, either you or your father's phone would start receiving the advertisements for your hoverboard or for your watches. Why? Because probably whatever we have been saying right now is getting recorded. अभी अगर मैंने hoverboard बोला है ना, तो शायद आप लोगों के फोन में कुछ के अकाउंट्स में 100% ये एडवर्टीजमेंट आएगी. So our microphone and probably our camera, fortunately not, but our microphone is always turned on. And who are the people who have made it on? We are the one who downloaded an app, we clicked on consent, allow, and that's how we are duped, right? So this is how I would like to conclude my talk by just saying one last thing. There are only two kinds of people in the world. The one who know they have been hacked, and the others who don't, but they have also been hacked. All right, so thank you so much. That is my time. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it.